Look at this mess. Right, let's get to sorting this. Hi all, welcome to my next Flosstube video. Sorry about the delay in this one. There's been a lot of stuff happening at home, nothing serious, nothing bad. There's just been a lot of stuff that's come up when I've gone to record the video. There's been a couple of stitchy days as well, so I thought I may as well wait for those to be over and done with, and then I can talk about them all in one. So yeah, let's get started. So one of the reasons I've been a bit delayed with my video is I've been really enjoying building my models recently, so I've not actually done that much stitching. Each time I've gone to record the video, I've thought, well, I've not really done much stitching in that time frame, so it seemed a bit pointless to put it up to say, yeah, here's 100 stitches I've done on whatever project it was. So I've been really enjoying that recently. There is a painting competition coming up at our local club as well that we go to on a Friday night, me and my partner. We go and do play Warhammer and other skirmish games kind of like that. So I have been focusing on that a little bit as well, more than my stitching, just to try and get some of the models done. So when I have finished some of those, if anyone would like to see them, I'd really like to put them up on one of my videos, even though it's not stitch related, just because I'll be really proud to get them finished and just show them off a little bit. So I'll probably end up doing that. So yeah, I've been really enjoying doing that. So now onto something actually stitch related. I'll go through Whip Go first of all, because it does deal with the April stuff. So in April I did complete my Whip Go goals. I had to complete a page on a project, which I did on my Heaven and Earth design stitch along. I'm really enjoying the progress I've made on that. I've done quite a bit on it, but the way I stitch, I tend to just kind of dot around with the colours here, there and everywhere. I kind of keep them connected. I don't do extreme cross country or anything like that, but I do tend to like just stray away, and then if there's certain little areas that only have a couple of stitches in, I'll fill those up after a while. So that's why I hadn't completed a full page, but because that came up in April, I wanted to make my goal to actually fill that page up. So I managed to do that on my Heaven and Earth stitch along. Then the other one was 1,000 stitches on free choice. Because of how far back, what's the word? Like far back I was on my Heaven and Earth stitch along. I can't think of the word. How far behind I was on my Heaven and Earth stitch along. Why that took me so long to think of the word behind, I have absolutely no idea. But I was quite a few stitches behind on my targets for that, so I thought it best to focus on my stitch along in April. And obviously with that being my stitch along and with it only being focused on that, I managed to do 1,000 stitches on that. That was no problem. And for Whip Go for May, the numbers were 5 and 19, and mine were do a seasonal / holiday piece. I started a new project for that, which I'll show in a little bit with the stats, and that was the winter fox. So we'll put a picture of the final result. And I put a poll of that up on my Instagram. There was between the fox, there was a red panda, and then there was cozy winter book nook as well. The fox won it by quite a few votes, to be honest. I kept checking every few hours, and the fox and cozy winter book nook were like tying, and I felt really bad because no one had voted for the panda. And my partner voted. I told him to vote on it. I didn't tell him. He was like, oh, which one do you want me to vote for? And I was just like, it's up to you. I'm happy to start any of these, so go ahead, pick whichever one you think I should start, and I'll do it by the end. And he picked the panda, and he was just like, well, I suppose that's my choice then. And nobody else had picked the panda at that point, so he was the only one. I think it ended up with like 6 votes at the end, so it was only a couple behind the fox, but I think the fox actually got 15 or something, so it was quite a bit ahead. It was, well, over double for the fox. So yeah, I started that one. Like I say, I'll show those stats in a little while. And then the second number for WhipGo was number 19, and that was to complete 2,000 stitches on my Silver Moon Dragon project. I haven't completed that as of yet, but obviously we're only on 12th of May. I couldn't remember what date it was. We're only on 12th of May, so I've still got plenty of time to get that completed this month. So yeah, that's not going to be an issue to get that completed. So like I said at the beginning, I have been to 3 Stitchy days since my last video. The first one we went to was at the Limes Hotel in Solihull, I believe. I got taken there by my friend's dad, so I got in the car and we drove, and then I got out of the car at the hotel. So pretty sure it's Solihull, but not 100% sure. And that was a really nice day. It was really good. We had a Sunday dinner there, so we got a lot of stitching done and then had lunch there as well. It was really nice. We had one similar, I think it was last year. There was one at the same hotel, and that was lovely. That one was a little bit cramped, but they actually upgraded this one, and it was in a larger room, and the space was just a lot better. There was a lot more breathing space. At the last one, we were sat in the corner, and it was a bit difficult to get round people. I felt a bit guilty trying to get round people last time because I'd have to interrupt them. They'd have to stop stitching and either move their chair or like move to the side to let us through or anything, whereas this time we didn't have any problems with that. Like I say, the food was absolutely delicious. There was plenty for you to have. It all just came on the plate. Obviously they didn't just slap it on the tablecloth. But what I mean is like the vegetables and stuff came separate if you wanted anything extra like that. So it was really nice. I had this amazing brownie ice cream sundae, which I'll put up a picture because I sent it to Josh to make him a bit jealous, and he was very jealous when he saw it. So that was absolutely delicious. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, I was happy to go to that one. Went to my friend Tan's as well. She does a monthly meetup, so it was another meetup of that one again. It was really nice. There was loads of people there. It was really enjoyable. One of the people there, it was their birthday like recently, so she brought in some cakes for everyone, and there's like just normal biscuits, tea, everything like that. And the cakes were great. It was just again a normal, nice, relaxed visit for that one. And then the last one I went to was actually yesterday. That was organised by Annabelle and Karen. This one we have done previously, but it was in a different location. So I don't really know if that counts as the same one, but it's still organised by Annabelle and Karen. They did the last one as well. And again, that was a really nice day. It was just normal sort of buffet dinner kind of thing that you get. There's some sandwiches and some chips, and little snacks throughout the day. There was like chocolate flapjacks and donuts, that kind of thing. That was a really good day as well. I managed to get quite a bit of stitching done on that. I'd worked on my stitch along to start with, and then I started on the fox because I needed some thread to actually get that started. So one of the ladies we speak to, she owns one of the shops and she comes to the stitching meetings, so I asked her to bring up some threads that I needed that I hadn't got for my fox, and some fabric as well, and I'll show you that in the haul because that is absolutely huge. Again, it was just a really nice stitchy day, stitching with friends, so I absolutely love going on these meetings and trips with other people. It tends to be a lot of people that I already know, through stitchy groups, but I really like it because you get to spend time with them there and just other people who come along as well. There was a new person that came to the one yesterday, so it was really nice to meet new people as well. So on to some of the statistics. I've actually worked it out and I've only worked on 3 projects since the last video. Like I said, I was trying to put a lot of effort into my stitch along, and then since Silver Moon Dragon came up for Whip Go, I've been working on that. And then there's the new start for the fox, so I'll get into showing those. I'll start off with my stitch along, so bear with me and I'll just get that. So here is the Heaven and Earth stitch along. So it's come a long way since my last video. I've had a look. The last video I had done 15,798, and I've now done 22,271. So this was the page I focused on finishing. It was just the first page, obviously makes the most sense. And I'm really proud of what's going on with it, how much I've completed. I still do need to push it up a little bit though, because I've worked out I should be on 30,000 stitches by this point to get it done by the end of the year. So it should be 30,756 stitches completed. Like I said, I've only done 22,000. Overall, this works out to 26% of the final piece. Because we're only on the second instalment, it works out at 39.93% of the 2 instalments that we've had so far. I've got my pattern keeper to the side of my tablet here, so I can actually tell the proper percentages now, rather than stumbling around trying to figure them out, because I always forget that in the video. So I've actually got them next to me, knowing what the percentages are now. But yeah, I'm really proud of this. I'll continue it throughout the year, obviously. Keep it as one of the main focus pieces, so I can try and get that done. At this point in time, I still believe that I can get this done by the end of the year if I keep on focusing on it. Whether that will actually happen, I'm not too sure, but I want to definitely make sure that I get the 6 pages completed to be able to get the other charts, because this wasn't originally my first choice for the stitch along. I was originally going to choose a different picture. I think it's called Unicorn Valley, but it was a picture of a Japanese, can't remember what they're called. I'll put the picture up of the pattern. It was a picture of that, so I wanted to actually do that one, but Josh wanted the bunny doing, so I was just like, right, I'll do the bunny, because then as long as I get the 6 pages done, I can just do that one in the future. There'll be no problem. So I definitely want to make sure that I get that done, but at this point in time I still think that the whole piece is going to be done, so I don't mind. So next up, I was working on Silver Moon Dragon, and as you may know, in the last video or the video before, I actually got this restarted because I wasn't enjoying the fabric. I'd made it too bulky. I was using 3 or 4 threads to try and fill out the gaps, and I just really wasn't happy with it. So I restarted the whole thing on 25 count. When I was doing it on the other count fabric, it did actually overhang my Q-snap. It wasn't by too much, but it was a bit of a nightmare because it definitely overhung too much to be able to just keep it in place. I couldn't like shuffle it just across a little bit to get it to fit. I actually had to move the Q-snap to finish the other bit, whereas this is just the finish line now. So everything fits in the Q-snap. I'm really happy with it. So I'm not sure what it was on the last video that I had it in. Just bear with me, I'll have a look. So I can't actually find the list for the last video this was in, but when I restarted it, I think I was on like 6,000 on the previous one, when I restarted it. So I've restarted it and I'm now on 3,811 stitches, and that's at 3.76%. So considering it got restarted this year and I've had other projects on the go as well, I'm not too disappointed with this progress. I'm really happy with how it's going, and it's not had much love. Like this month's the first time I've picked it up in a while because of the stitch along, so I'm happy that this has got as much progress on as it has. I love my needle minder for it. This is one of the ones that I made, so it is. Let's get the needle off. Whoop. So it's actually a heart, but as you can see, it's dragon. So obviously I thought it was very fitting to have this on it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It was one of the ones that I bought to make into a needle minder to sell, but when I saw it, I was just like, I'm keeping this for myself. I'm not going to sell this one. So I think that's one of the benefits I love of making them myself, is like I'll get all the ones that I think other people might like, ones that I like as well, kind of fit my personality, and then if I really want to keep them, I can just keep them instead of selling them on. So yeah, it's a win-win, to be honest. So yeah, I'm happy with the progress for that. Like I say, it's at 3.76% now, so yeah, chuffed with that. So yeah, the last thing I have worked on is my new project, which is the fox. It's called Winter Fox. I got it off Etsy. I'm not sure on the shop, so I will put that on screen if you want to go and check it out. There was the other ones, like I say, there was the panda. There is also a rabbit, which I'll put up. I think there might be some other ones, but those are the three that I bought. And this has a lot of new starts for me, new experiences. So this is on 28 count fabric, which I've never worked on before. I'm doing 2/2, which I have never done before. It has blended threads, which I've never done before. So yeah, it's a lot of new experiences for me. I'm really excited to get going on it. It I had some more done on it. It was up this section, and I realised that I'd done it too high up. I'd done it one stitch too high up, because I was just trying to work out. I started from the middle because of the fabric, and it really messed with my head. So the middle, it had like 3 or 4 stitches up here, so I was like, right, I'll start up here so then I can just work my way up and work my way back. And I could not figure out how to do that. I just ended up starting smack bang in the middle and worked those couple of stitches up, and then carried on doing the other way, because I was like, I cannot figure out how many holes I need to be that those 3 or 4 stitches further up. So yeah, I ended up just doing that. But I'm really happy with how it's coming out. I've never used blended before. Oh, and I was doing I started doing the start where, because some of them are blended threads, normally I'll do, if it's two strands, I'll use the loop start, but because of them, some of them are blended, I was doing it where you start at the front and then put it through the back and make a loop on the front and then put it through. I don't even know what it's called. I got my friend to show me how to do it because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, that was another start for me as well. So far nothing's fallen out, so I think I'm doing it okay. I like tugged it a bit to make sure that it wasn't going to come out, and it seems like it's all good. So yeah, at the moment I think it's going well. On the back, I was doing the same thing where you can finish it off that way as well, but I was a bit nervous about that, so I'm still just kind of threading through some of the other stitches on there as well, just to make sure they're a bit more secure, because I don't want them to come out towards the end if I haven't done it correctly. So yeah, I've really enjoyed starting this fox. Overall, there's really not that many stitches in it. There's 3,692, because there is a lot of backstitch on it. So what I'm planning to do is finish his scarf and do the backstitch on that, then finish his body, do the backstitch on that, and then finish his head and do the backstitch on that, just so I don't leave all the backstitch until end, because I have a project. I don't think I've got it to hand, but I did a little deer. It was just one of the cards you can get from Hobbycraft. It was a little deer, and it had backstitch just to make sure obviously it was all clear, and I didn't do it, and then I did have another piece as well. So this is all supposed to have backstitch on. This wasn't done recently. This was also supposed to have backstitch on. Started the backstitch, absolutely hated doing it, so he's just been left as he is. He doesn't actually look too bad. I could just leave him as that, but it is supposed to have backstitch, and I've just never bothered with it because I didn't want to do it. So I've learnt my lesson. I'm going to make sure that I do the backstitch as I go, to make sure that it's done, because I think it'd be such a waste to get all that way, do all that work, and end up not finishing it all together. I definitely want to do the panda as well. So yeah, that'll be getting finished. So just a little bit of a life update as well. In my last video, I mentioned that I was doing the Couch to 5k and I'd signed up for the Race for Life. That's had a bit of a halt in progression, because a couple of weeks ago I was walking down the pavement and there was someone. It was quite a narrow one, so I tried to move over, misjudged, and my foot slipped off the curb and sort of went underneath me. I carried on the day just thinking, walk it off, I'll be okay. It was really hurting. I was struggling to put my weight on it, but I was like, I can still walk on it, it's fine. It'll be fine the next day. I got back, it was really swollen. So I thought, well, we'll just see how it goes. I put a bit of ice on it, keep it elevated, and just see how it goes. It should be fine. Next day came, still wasn't good to walk on. It was still really hurting. Thought the same. I was just like, right, we'll just take it as it comes, keep it elevated, not walk on it as much. I was struggling to get up and down the stairs. I was having to take like each step one at a time, because I could go forward on it, but I couldn't bend it like forwards and backwards or side to side at all. So I was able to lift my foot off the step and put it down, but then I'd have to use my other foot. I couldn't like keep it off. So the next day, after that, it happened on the Tuesday, and on Thursday I was just like, right, I should probably go to A&E just to get it checked out, because one of Josh's friends, I think she fell down the stairs on a bus, and they went to like an emergency care thing, just a quick thing, and they looked it out, and she thought, oh no, it's fine, it'll be okay. They went to a concert on that night. The next day she went to A&E, and it turns out she'd broken her foot. So I was a bit worried that I could still walk on it and it was hurting, and I thought, I didn't want it to think, oh yeah, it'll be fine, considering that she could do the same, and it turns out she had broken something. So I went to A&E on the Thursday. They took x-rays. I was there for about 2.5-3 hours. It was really busy, and I didn't really want to be in the room, because obviously a lot of people in A&E are there for accidents, but some of them there are a bit ill, and with how busy it was and how warm and close the air was, I kind of didn't want to breathe in case there was anyone else that was like ill for any reason. It sounds so bad, but I just didn't want to get ill with anything from A&E. They took the x-rays and they told me it was just a bad sprain, so that should be fine. But they did say it could take up to like 6 weeks to be back to normal, and I shouldn't be doing anything unless it feels okay to do so. So I thought, great, trying to do the Couch to 5k to get ready for my 5k run in July, and it's just put a halt on it. It still hurts quite a bit now. I can move it forwards and backwards again, but stairs are still hurting a little bit. I kind of have to, the way I'm moving down the stairs is like quite quick on the one foot, just because there's not really much support there on that foot, so I'm struggling a little bit with that. But touch wood, next couple of weeks I should be okay. It made me laugh actually, because I had an email come through to say that my Couch to 5k was 8 weeks away yesterday. So I thought, great, thanks for reminding me that I'm now under pressure to try and get this done in time. So yeah, it was a bit difficult to see that, and I'm just a bit nervous that I'll get it done in time. But either way, I'll be able to do it. But my plan was to run the entire way, or at least jog. But I'm hoping to still be able to do that, but we'll have to see, because I don't want to cause myself any more injury than already it's hurting, because that's obviously just going to prolong the healing process. So that was a bit of a nightmare to deal with, but we'll see. So to finish on a positive note, I have got a little bit of a haul to show you guys. Mostly to do with my fox and some other bits. So yeah, I have some threads that I needed to get for the fox. When I was doing it the other day, I got all my threads out of my box that I do, and I have a little spreadsheet that tells me which ones I do have. So when I was looking to see what I needed for him, I could check my spreadsheet and then ask my friend to bring the extra to the Stitchy Day, so I could just take them from there. And one of the numbers was there. I looked through the box, couldn't see it, and it was a green, so I was thinking, I don't really know which project that could be, and considering I organised all my threads and I dragged everything out from the other boxes, from all my other projects, and put them back in the box, I was like, I don't really know what project that could be used on. It was a bit strange, but I was like, oh well, I'll find it when I get home. Or maybe I've just used it up and not taken it off, which I'm trying to avoid, so it's a bit surprised, but hey-oh, we'll just buy another one if needed. And then I thought about it when I was at the Stitchy Day. I was just like, I can just see which other projects that I'm doing that I have will probably on there, because all my Heaven and Earth ones, I haven't listed those on there because I buy the skeins specifically for that project, so they're not listed on there. So I thought, right, we'll have a look at my stitch along, because all of that's green. There's going to definitely be that in there. I'm pretty sure it was 472 or 471 that I needed. Let's go that it's 471. That project, 472. You had 470, 472. No, 471. Oh, great, okay. Nevermore. I was like, that's green. That's got a lot of green. Was it that? 472. No, 471. So I asked my friend. I was just like, she's doing one with a lot of trees and grass in. I was like, oh, have you got any for that project? Nope. It's exactly the same as me. 470, 472. No, 471. I was like, why have none of my projects got this in? And it was an absolute nightmare. And I got back, I thought maybe I've just put it in the wrong place. The number was exactly where it was supposed to be. It was after 470. I was just like, I've searched for that in that box and it's right there. And I was just like, why did I not see that the first time? But I thought, at least now I don't have to buy any more thread. I don't have to have a duplicate of it. So I could have actually got more done on the fox in between, because that was the number that was needed. but I was just like, whatever, I've got it, it's fine, we can just deal with that now. So at least I've found it, but it was just a bit of a nightmare to not be able to see it. So next up, I bought a little lamp. My friend Hannah actually has this one. She bought it recently as well, and it's actually a little stand lamp, so you can clip it. It says it's for music, so you can clip it to the stand, which I've been doing to my Larry, or you can actually put it on the table, and it sits flat on the table. It opens up, so it's actually quite big thing. You can obviously just bend it to wherever you need it, and this was just from Amazon, and so far it's been really helpful. The battery life seems quite long. While we were there yesterday at the Stitchy Day, when I went for lunch, I forgot to turn it off, and it lasted the whole day with no problem. It still has half its battery life left. There's a little button here you can test for the how much battery it's got. Still got half its life left, so before I need to charge it. So at the moment this is really coming in handy, and it seems like a really good buy, so I'm happy with this. I'll actually put this in the description because I think this is definitely worth the purchase. I also bought this Nurge as well. I didn't think that I had this size, and it wasn't until I actually went to buy it that I realised I do have it. But I'd left it at home and I needed it for my fox, and I was really looking forward to starting the fox yesterday, so I was like, I'll just buy another one. It doesn't matter if I have two of the same size. I could have bought the bigger one, but I wasn't 100% sure if it would fit, because there's not much fabric either side of this. So this is the number 3, so I'm not sure if the other one would be too big to fit this in. So I just thought I'd buy this and see how we go. I do like my needle minder on this as well. Oh, I didn't have one with me to start it, and on my little needle minder thing that I used to sell, I had this one, and it's been on there for a while, so I don't think anyone wants to use it, but it's a little kitsune, so I was like, yeah, I'll use it myself. And then last up, sorry for the rustling, I will be quick. This is the fabric for Cozy Winter Book Nook. I did have to buy extra for it, purely because of how big it is, and it didn't come off the roll like quite the right dimensions for it. So this is folded in half. So this is absolutely huge. The project isn't this big, but this fabric will give me enough extra to be able to do another project, probably a mini, another mini Heaven and Earth, which I've got enough of to be able to get going. So I thought that'll be helpful to do. But yeah, now I can actually get Cozy Winter Book Nook started. I think I will leave it for this month, see if New Start comes up for Whip Go next month. If not, I might still just leave it for a couple of months, try to get some more of these worked up a little bit. But now I actually do have everything to be able to start that project, so quite happy that I can just get going on that when I want. Sorry for the rustling. So that's it. I think the plans for the rest of the month are to get the fox a bit further along, and I need to focus on Silver Moon Dragon to the 2000, and then try and get my stitch along back up to where it should be. When I worked it out the other day, I thought, great, I've got it to where I needed to be. I thought 22,000 stitches, that's perfect. But no, that was for the last video. That was supposed to be 22,000, and I've only just got that done now. Like I say, it should be at 30,000 now, so I need to get a move on with that. I think it works out to 200 and something a day. I'm not 100% sure. it's on my Stitch Pal app, which is on my phone, which I'm using to record, so I can't check that right now. But yeah, I think that's the plans for the rest of this month. Hopefully I will actually be able to film on time next time, so it'll be the next 2 months. No, within the next 2 weeks. Definitely not 2 months. Hopefully it'll be before then. So hopefully get back on target with recording. Hopefully as well, this room will not be as much of a tip as it is at the moment, as I saw at the start of the video. There's a lot of stuff that needs putting away. I've got some not photos, but some artwork that needs framing, but they're difficult sizes. So I need to try and find a size for that. My project bags, they're really easy to just go away. I've got a specific box to put them in, and they're just on my desk at the moment because the ones that I haven't worked on, I've just left them on the side from the last video. Obviously, if I've worked on them, I've pulled them out from here and gone because I stitched downstairs on the settee. I can just go and stitch downstairs. I can put these away. One of the projects, Yumi, was actually on the desk when I came up to film this video, and I didn't realise it was that project because it was folded in on itself, so it was just folded in half. So I went to put it in with my fabric stash, just where I keep all my fabric and my Aida and everything. And it was only when the needle poked me that I realised that why is there a needle in this, and I realised it was my project. So I do need to get some more bags made as well, because now I'm kind of running out of bags to put everything in, the correct size bags, because a lot of mine are the smaller bags, like this size ones. And these work really well for my nudge and smaller pieces, but for my Q-snap, I have the Q-snap ones, is it 11-inch? I have those ones, and they're too big to fit in that size bag. So I've only got 2 or 3 bags that actually fit my Q-snaps in. Mine are from Amazon, and sometimes they're really difficult to take off. I've had to get Josh to take them off sometimes because they're so tight over the fabric. Like when you first start, you can obviously take the pieces apart and slide off the like the over bit, but when it comes to having the fabric on, you can't do that, and I just can't grip it enough to take it off. So there's some that when I'm working on them, I just leave them on the Q-snap because it's really difficult to take them off. So they have to be in the bigger size bags, and I just don't have enough. I've got plenty of fabric to be able to make some, but it's just getting around to actually doing that because I'm not very good at making them, so that's taking quite a while to actually do. So it's put me off it for a little bit. I'll get round to making them, but at the minute I'm just kind of not feeling making them. So yeah, they'll need to get done at some point because stuff's building up where it shouldn't, and it's getting difficult to put things away. But yeah, hopefully all that gets sorted soon. Those boxes can go. So I'm just having a look in my little screen, what can get sorted out to make it look better for next time. So hopefully it does look a bit better. I'm rambling on now anyway, so yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got anything to say, please leave it in the comments, and if you could like and subscribe, it would be wonderful. It'd make my day. So yeah, I will see you in the next one. Happy stitching. Bye.